What up, everybody? I'm Jay the Kid. That's Broke Boy Bray.
Yo, yo.
And this is 1 year for Ropes Full podcast. A full year, bro.
Doing this shit a straight fucking year. That is insane.
Not gonna lie to you, make me happy, bro. All of the achievements we did in under a year. Got a chance to meet some cool people, low key. Got a chance to build the connection with a lot of people. I'm blessed for it. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, it's just incredible how we just started this shit, just kind of wanted to chop the shit about wrestling. And it's gotten to the point where we've built ourselves a little tiny community of people and just who enjoy our conversations about professional wrestling, whether it's WWE, AEW, New Japan, Stardom, IPW, DPW, GCW. Like, there's just so many companies that we've discussed and have gotten a chance to work with that it's just insane that to see this how far it's come.
Bro, it only makes me wonder what the next year is gonna look like for us.
Hopefully, getting the two biggest promotions in North America to let us interview some niggas or even pop out on them.
You said it, not me, but I ain't saying you ain't cooking.
You know, like
We
I said, hopefully, you know, we have hope, but
we gotta we low key gotta build a lot more walls to break them motherfuckers down.
nah. I don't think it was the last WWE event that had post shows, but it was one of them. They had a group of podcasters there that was asking Triple H questions because I remember he was like, forgot the name of the podcast, but it was some podcast, and I remember like it perked my ear. 'Cause I was like, oh, so they do invite podcasters to this. It's not just known media and shit.
I do like the fact that we got a chance, but it also makes me wonder what are the chances that we act like what are the absolute like possibilities that we can go to because we set a high, very high standard in a year of making this. We done some stuff that not a lot of people could say they did their first year.
For the first couple of years. Like the fact that we even got where we got in YouTube in a year's time is insane because some people do this shit for way longer and don't even get half of the strides we've seen in this past year of just promotion. But I guess that's just the different times of social media because I mean, shit, TikTok gave us a lot of exposure. We had fucking wrestlers, Javon Evans and Rhea Ripley, legit finding our content and liking it, which is insane.
I'm proud of us. Ain't no way this really worked for us. And it's not like we finessed the system or we just wanted a
Oh
way to
fuck
get
no!
some
This was
money.
pure luck. This
This
is
is
pure luck. I'll tell you that. That's how algorithms work. This was pure luck.
pure luck and opportunity. We
Luck,
ain't paid
hard
for
work, timing, all that shit.
we ain't paid a single dollar for anything for anybody asking. We've never paid or was like, hey, let's do a shout out for shout out, like nothing. We just got a good ass opportunity to do some of the stuff that we were doing. And it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked out like a motherfucker. So I think I want to set my standard for what next year should build. We should at least shoot for the goal of 200 subscribers. 225 maybe.
I think 200 is a reasonable number. Not
What?
striving too hard.
Because we already at 121. So I feel like in the next year we should pick up a brand new at least 70 to 80 subscribers that love wrestling like we do. So
Hopefully more.
so make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment on this video. 1 year of Four Ropes Full. Right, what would you say your favorite category that we usually do on this show?
Probably just our wrestling discussions where we just chop the shit about just what's happening in wrestling. It's like this week in wrestling, probably.
Now again, this seems like it's gonna be an episode that might be a little bit difficult to get out for y'all, but we're gonna try to get it out with as much footage as possible. Right. What's your thoughts from the report today?
You know, interesting last 48 hours in wrestling from SmackDown to Collision, with Collision announcing more matches for All Out, which has me fucking ecstatic. And then a return of AJ Lee, of course, like, did not see her ever coming back, her signing a multi-year deal with WWE. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, WrestlePalooza is shaping out to be interesting. All Out shaping out to be interesting. Curious to see how they're going to finalize these cards. Especially seeing as we're less than like 2 weeks away from these events at this point.
Anything could happen, and anybody could take that night's momentum and run with it. Definitely gonna be the winner.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not saying both of them.
Both are gonna have the things that their core fan bases will like and their people will enjoy about them. But at the end of the day, if you're an AEW fan, you're probably gonna enjoy All Out more. If you're a WWE fan, you're probably gonna enjoy WrestlePalooza more. You know?
True. I feel that, but I don't know if I would consider like it basically being like a winner and a loser. I feel like they both could put on good ass events, but one is gonna have to take the charge for the best event of the year out of these two. WrestlePalooza versus All Out. It's not WrestleMania against WrestleMania.
Right, and the thing is, like, you know, we're gonna see them put the best effort forward with these cards too. But you're always gonna have those people who are just there to deter the other company, even though both can exist and provide their fucking core fan bases with what they're needing.
I just think that whoever takes first place needs to run with the momentum that they have. Strike lightning while you got it, because if you're not going to take the first strike to take the lead on who people are going to be talking about the most, there's no need to have a conversation on it no more. Again, I'm not saying let's put them against each other, but basically y'all been going at each other's damn throats this whole year. Somebody gonna have to choke a motherfucker and put him to sleep quick. If WWE can do it, maybe WrestleMania in Las Vegas again won't be terrible. But if y'all do a bad job at doing this, it's a good chance that AEW could strike and take a decent amount of fans away. Because they're gonna watch y'all out.
Right, of course. No.
A good amount of y'all viewership.
You also got to think just how many people are still just dismayed with WWE's just choice to bring back Brock in such a controversial way. That has kind of deterred people from checking out. But I mean, overall, right now, like, not to get into ratings or anything, but wrestling is just down on both ends. And that's just mainly due with football coming back, other sports kind of finishing out and shit. So, yeah, no, this would definitely be that time to kind of see, like, all right, what can we see from both sides that's going to carry this momentum through the end of the year? How's that going to look? Because, like I said, I'm already betting money. I know this. WWE's going to put an event on when World Ends is happening in Chicago. There's already rumors saying that they're looking at doing something during that 3 o'clock slot when All Out's supposed to happen, right before WrestlePalooza. So even with AEW moving their time slot, WWE still wants to try to put something there to stop them from gaining viewers or being people viewing their shit.
There's no point of that.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what's the point of doing that if you guys are hosting an event later that night? And what that goes to show me as a fan is they don't feel comfortable in what they're doing. That they have to feel like they have to deter from AEW. That's at least what I'm picking up, is that they don't feel 100% confident in what they're doing to be like, okay, we don't need to try to put this other company down because we're confident in what we're doing here and we know that our fans are going to enjoy this.
But yeah, if you think about it in the long run of it, I think WWE's landscape of how professional wrestling is going to change itself to be you got a good chance of knocking out a lot of your fan base with this because I get it. You want something to go neck and neck with them, but there's no reason to do that.
Especially when it's only hurting your product at the end of the day. It's
You
not affecting AEW whatsoever.
you gotta pay for these events in the same day. Can you make your money back off of it? Sure. But the fan ratings are going to be what the fuck they are. So if you have a bad event, you just got a bad event.
Right, and you can't do shit about that.
You can't take that off of y'all motherfucking books.
You can't erase that. That's how people view it. It's a fucking bad event.
So if you do a World's End or you try to make a TNA event and shit like that around that same time, it just shows right then and there that hey, I want to compete with these niggas any way that we can, and if we can blow them out the water, let's schedule 2-night events.
Mm-hmm.
But who's to say you might get a good fan support showing in that motherfucker? That does not mean everybody's gonna be able to watch that shit.
Then
Sunday-
especially with this ESPN, I didn't mean to cut you off, but especially with like the ESPN deal, like, and this is one thing I kind of noticed. So you remember when I brought up that going forward, starting with All Out, HBO is now going to be hosting pay-per-views. Well, they very much made it explicitly on two fronts. One, there will be no ads during the show. When you pay that $40, you are getting the show and nothing but the show. And two, even if you don't want to pay the $40 to watch All Out this weekend or whenever the fuck it happens, you don't have to, because if you are patient enough, you can wait 6 months and it'll be on HBO Max for free. So like this coming Friday the 12th, Revolution 2025 will be on HBO for free. Have not gotten to watch that show myself. I'm fucking geeked. I'm like, hell yeah, that's giving back to us fans. We don't know how the fuck to rewatch WrestlePalooza once that happens. They haven't said if ESPN's gonna offer replays. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, with this ESPN shit, and you can very much tell they very much pushed this deal up sooner than they needed to. We don't know shit going into WrestlePalooza. We don't know how this ESPN app works. We don't know how it's going to work when, okay, if I drop this $30 a month, will I be able to watch this event whenever the fuck I want? Or is this a one and done deal? Like a traditional pay-per-view used to be like back in the day, where it goes live, you miss that motherfucker, sucks to be you. I would hope not, because it's a streaming service, but they haven't clarified that.
Not gonna lie to you, I thought that it was gonna low key be the what was it? Because I know Peacock is still gonna be doing Saturday Night Main Event.
So yeah, so what the deal is until March of 2026, Peacock will continue to do NXT pay-per-views. The catalog will stay on WWE on Peacock until the end of the year, and they will continue to do Saturday Night Main Event going forward 4 times a year. Now, what happens when March 2026 comes around, we don't know what happens to the WWE backlog that's on Peacock. We don't know what happens to all that shit. That's up in the air.
I think by then Netflix has found a way to put all that on there.
I would hope so, but we don't know what their agreement with Peacock is like.
It's basically gonna be between them two niggas.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, and that's the thing. We don't know what their agreement is like, because like I said, this is also splitting up. Now you're making fans have to pay for 3 different streaming services if they want to keep up with everything WWE. You gotta have Peacock, you gotta have ESPN, and you gotta have Netflix. Right there, that's just ballpark to say like $50 a month. At the lowest tiers. Let's say it's like $50 a month. You still have to drop $30 fucking to watch that event through ESPN. I'm just saying, like, that's just a lot, especially with how the economy is currently.
Oh, nigga.
Like, that's just asking a lot, I feel like.
What Heath Slater say? I got kids.
We got kids, we got bills. Like, I'm like, that's too much. And they mean personally, like, I canceled Peacock because I don't know if you saw Peacock's increasing their price to like it's $16.99 a month or some shit now, starting in like this month for Peacock. It was like a dumbass amount of money, and I'm like, that's what I pay for Disney Plus and Hulu together with no ads.
I think so, because I low key, I think I paid $17.99 to go see fucking Clash at Paris. And I think I usually only pay $10
Like I'm
for
saying, like
tickets.
I'm gonna check it because they increased it to something. I was like, oh fuck no. And I asked Sav, and I was like, do you still watch Peacock or am I good to cancel? She was like, cancel that shit. And I was like, cool. I'm not paying $16 a month for something I don't use as often as. There's not really much on Peacock. Nothing against Peacock, by the way. I'm just saying, there's not a lot on there I personally watch. Like when they do Ted season 2, yeah, I'll renew my subscription so I can watch that again. But I'm not gonna just keep paying for it and wait for that shit to drop.
I'm be real with you. If you're a wrestling fan, you're not telling me you're using Peacock for everything else. I'm be real with you. You
No,
get the normal plan, or if you got a little money to spend, you buying the plan with no ads.
and I bought the ad free tier, because like they had like all the Fast and the Furious movie, all the John Wick movies. They don't got them no more. So I'm like, so it's not even justifiable to keep this shit. In my opinion, a wrestling fan might be able to justify it more because they get to watch a lot more shit. Yeah, $16.99 a month.
Yeah, can't do it.
Yeah, that nigga, that's literally what I pay for Disney Plus, and no, that's what my HBO subscription is. That's what my HBO Max subscription is a month, and I can very much use HBO for a lot more than just fucking AEW.
That's what I was gonna say. On that platform, you able to
You
fucking
got
watch
all the
shit.
Warner Brothers fucking movies and shit on fucking HBO. Like that's not bad, and that's the ad tier free. Like that's the ad free tier. So like you can pay like I think like $10 a month and still get all the same shit just with ads.
I think that WWE gonna have to realize here shortly.
Oh, they're very much gonna have to realize.
You can attempt to put all this shit on the same motherfucking side and everything, but you're gonna have to realize that there is going to be so many ways people gonna be able to watch your product. If you think niggas not gonna hack it to get online,
Oh, when they announced they was going to ESPN, niggas immediately was like, "So what's some good free wrestling like sports streaming sites, or what's some good VPNs I can use? Because I'm not paying $30 a month." And I'm like, and that's when they're gonna really notice that their wallets are starting to hurt. It's because ESPN is probably gonna step on their asses and be like, "Why aren't we seeing these numbers y'all was getting with Peacock? We're still getting the viewership, but we didn't get all that money."
you know why? Because you're not gonna wrestling fans are not stupid. We gonna find our way to watch some wrestling whether you like it or not.
The same way niggas be bootlegging AEW pay per views, niggas gonna start bootlegging WWE pay per views. Niggas not gonna pay that shit monthly.
I only say it this way because if you think about it in the long run of it, nobody is going to just be like, "Oh yeah, why I'm gonna pay all of this money to watch wrestling at home." I'm sorry. If wrestling got to the point where it was like $200, I'm not watching it.
That's what it costs to attend an event. Like,
Like, don't get me wrong. Anytime if wrestling came here, I'm definitely getting a ticket. But I'm
100%.
not going to drop a bag to watch wrestling at home.
No.
If wrestling get to about $200 and everything, I'm just gonna watch the weekly recaps on YouTube. I'm not spending that bread. I love wrestling. I love the fact that wrestling is changing the landscape of bigger things can happen as long as y'all stick in with this shit.
But when you start outpricing your core fan base, that's when you start losing what made wrestling special. Because somebody was pointed out, they were like, somebody was like, people are complaining about AEW doing their residency at the 2300 because it's too small of a venue and they feel like AEW is too big for that. But somebody in the comments was like, no, I think it's a great thing because that's the beauty of wrestling is I've been to Mania. So yeah, I've turned up with 100,000 people. But I've also, watched wrestling in bingo halls and in these smaller venues. And that's the unique part about wrestling is, of course in a big crowd it's going to hit differently. But it's also those tiny crowds. That's when you're really going to see the crowd get like rowdy and shit because it's like these are the real wrestling fans. They don't give up. They don't need to have 100,000 motherfuckers to justify like, oh yeah, we're all wrestling fans. Nah, if they got a room full of 10 people and the wrestling is good, they're going to enjoy it.
I think that WWE and all these other major platforms are gonna have to realize the wrestling that y'all seen, that y'all officially bought into, is not gonna be the same wrestling you're gonna see in about 7 years.
No.
Let me explain. I'm not saying wrestling's gonna be bad. I'm not saying wrestling gonna be trash. I'm not saying wrestling is doomed in the next 7 years. But the wrestling that y'all liked from 2019 to 2020, no, 2034 maybe, it's not gonna be the same wrestling.
Nah.
I want y'all to know this. The wrestling that y'all bought into, y'all 5 years late on it. If y'all wanted the Cody Rhodes and the Roman Reigns and the Seth Rollinses and the CM Punks and the Drew McIntyres and all of this shit, y'all should have got in during that time.
All right, y'all missed that era. That was the late 2000s, early 2010s era. Like, these guys are older now. Like, somebody was like, it was during Clash at Paris. It was one of the announcers. He was like, the average age for like a male world champion in WWE is like 41. And he said it like that was a good thing. I'm like, nigga, that's not a good thing.
It gives the motherfucker a chance to be like, okay, I can make it.
Right.
To be a champion, but
when that's the average, it deters younger people from feeling like, okay, well, I can't go in there and feel like I can be a top player because they're gonna want me to put in about 10 years before I get my flowers.
Not everybody can be a superstar overnight, though.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying when you have an average of 41 years old, it's kind of like, damn. Like, it should probably be a little closer to like 35.
That number is going to drop down.
Like, yeah, it's going to drop down over the course of time, but it also goes to show you, like, they're kind of more relying on older talent to carry the forefront rather than trying to boost new talent. And that's what we were kind of talking about with, like, Javon Evans is like, will he be one of those top players, or are they going to just dismay him after he takes, like, a really bad injury and can't move the same way he's moving now?
Yeah, I fuck with you. I get that part. I'm saying that number is finna drop in about a year. I'm gonna be real with you. When Obafemi hit that main fucking roster.
Oh, it's gonna be like generosity will be nice. I would say 3 months before he gets the title, if not sooner than that. It's not gonna be very much longer when he hits that main roster before he gets his hand on a world championship.
Obafemi got his chance to make the case to be one of the greatest African American WWE or World Heavyweight Champion.
I thought he was African.
I think he is. He got some descent, but I thought he was brought to the States and like raised somewhere else.
No, I let's see. I mean, because his thick ass accent would definitely have you feel like he wasn't out raised in the States. That's the only reason I said it is because he's got that crazy thick accent. But
that's not his real voice.
Hey, it's not.
Gang, if you look up Obafemi, like before his NXT debut, nigga, that interview that he did, I ain't gonna spoil it. Because I ain't trying to shit on that man. I don't want no smoke with you, Oba. I swear to God. But if you go listen to how he talked and everything, that nigga was proper.
Nigeria.
He was proper when he did his shit. I think if he was just trying to be camera ready and just be polite, nigga, don't do that no more. Speak how you speak right the fuck now. I don't ever want to.
Oh, wow, he's only 2 years older than us, too.
See, nigga?
I did not realize that.
That number is dropping tremendously when that nigga hit the scene.
So, yeah, he was born in Lagos, Nigeria. So, yeah, once again, that's why he got that thick-ass accent. He probably can just mask it really well. But I'm like, but at the end of the day, it's hard to mask an accent when you not, born in the States. It's like damn near impossible. But no, when he hits that main roster, he's for sure gonna be wrecking some havoc. Him, what's that one nigga name? The one who had like the Italian mobster.
Tony D'Angelo?
Yeah, he's gonna be really good. Where the fuck has he been at? I haven't really been keeping up with WWE like that, but I saw that like they did some like promo a few weeks ago where like he like seemingly like is moving up to the main roster relatively soon.
I think so, but at the same time, he needs it. I think that he can do a lot for whether that means you got him up there in just like pointless feuds or you actually got him in the storyline with a nigga.
Right.
Wrestling needs some type of unrealisticness. Like, I mean,
And I think that's why, like, you know, Sav loves Orange Cassidy so much, is because it's like, it's that goofiness level to it. It's like, we know this isn't real. We understand you're going to try to take this as serious as possible, but it's also like, we do need those characters that, like, they can throw down, but at the same time, they realize, like, I'm just going to play somebody that does not give a fuck.
just have fun with it.
Yeah, literally having fun with it. That's why I don't get why people are like pissed off from Mercedes Moné having these titles, because I'm like, one, it's not like all these belts are under AEW, and two, she's just having fun, literally helping these other promotions which have no type of visibility outside of their like countries they originate in.
And it ain't like she not wearing the motherfuckers.
These niggas act like she's only showing off the TBS belt. Every time I see Mercedes come out, she has a fucking belt of belts on her. She's always flexing each one of those belts. I feel like it's very rare I see her with just one title.
And it's like the commentators are talking about all of these belts too, so it's not like it's just hey,
No.
go with that TBS belt.
Fuck, they're always being like, she's got this title and this title and this title and this title.
That's one thing I will say. She's showing AW and the mother brand showing love to a lot of motherfucking brands. Can't hate that.
Oh no, I love the fact that they just love working with other companies.
I think that when it comes down to it, we should be ready for any and everything when it comes down to WrestlePalooza and All Out.
Oh, 100%. Like, I'm like, I don't really have expectations for either show, because I'm like, I know what the fuck's gonna happen at All Out. It's gonna be insane, because Tony's gonna really want to show, like, just because we moved our time slot don't mean we bitches. And it's gonna be WWE trying to really show you, you don't need to watch them. We got y'all. It's really gonna be two companies trying to show you, like, this is what we have to offer. So, you know, pick what you want to pick. Because obviously it's not like they're going to be like going after each other, being like, don't watch the other brand. But it's also like the same, well, WWE will, but, you know, at the same time, it's kind of like, you have to understand, like I said, there's a lot of factors that go into this. Pricing, fan bases, wrestlers, the wrestling itself, where it's going down, the landscape of just wrestling as it is right now. Like a lot of things, but you're right, this is the start of something way bigger. Like, I don't want to say we're going to get back to those WCW versus WWF days, but it's going to kind of be like that. Because, I mean, I've already started to see that on Twitter. You got just so many WWE fans just not even picking apart the wrestling, but just doing analytics and viewership and all these numbers. But I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with wrestling? Like, it'd be one thing if they was, like, genuinely criticizing the wrestling. They're not, though. They're being like, oh, AEW's doing this pay-per-view, but they've only sold this many tickets, while WWE did that video a few years ago and sold this many tickets. And it's like, nigga, why the fuck does that matter? They're getting people to sit down, right? They're getting people to show up, right? That should be what matters. They're getting people to sit their asses down and enjoy their show.
You got a good point. I don't like how wrestling is critiqued like normal sports.
And like, I just don't get where it comes from and why we should really fucking care about it.
Like people legit like are now like, you know how they always do the either it's Jordan or LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, Kobe, Bron. Jordan, Kobe. Kobe and LeBron. Like, everybody always got to have the conversation on who is the best of all time. Wrestling is one of those situations that you're never, and I do mean ever, going to get the same answer for anybody.
No, and that's just because of how diverse wrestling is.
There is a set of people in the world that believe, just like me, Jeff Hardy is the greatest of all time. There's a good amount of people in the world that believes Kenny Omega is the greatest nigga to ever touch a wrestling.
Danielson, Nigelson, Mox, there's a list of names we can name right now with people, and they will sit here and argue with you up and down that they are the greatest wrestler. Ospreay, Swerve, Hangman, John Cena, if you don't already say Cena, but people, this is it's never going to be the same answer because none of these guys ever stepped into the ring with one another. Or if they did, it was never a decisive thing like he beat him clean, he's the objective wrestler.
See, but the thing about that is, it ain't even about them being in the ring. They're going to base it off. People are now basing these guys off of ratings.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like that because at the end of the day, what is a rating really going to do for how I feel about a nigga? Jeff Hardy might not have a bunch of 5-star matches. Do you think I give a fuck? No. I was a fan of wrestling, and what the fuck I saw was a man willing to die out there to make sure I was having a good fucking time watching
Right.
the brand.
I just rewatched, because Goosack came over the other day, I just rewatched Omega v. Takeshita from All Out 2023, and it made me, I was like, this right here is why I say Kenny Omega is my favorite fucking wrestler. Cause I'm like, it's not because this nigga got 36, 40 fucking 5-star matches. I don't give a fuck about half them 5-star matches. It's because that nigga get in there and he's gonna put on the best match he can no matter who the fuck he is standing across the ring from.
I feel like Kenny Omega could low-key give Omos a 3.5 match.
Oh, I can see them niggas doing a 5. I can see Kenny pushing him to the brink. Like I said, my match of the year, and it still stands this way right now, is Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. And that's because I never really had watched Gabe Kidd prior to that. You would have thought Gabe Kidd was a fucking goated-ass wrestler with the way Kenny was in that bitch boxing with him. Gabe Kidd's a cool wrestler. I wouldn't say he's like a top A tier or B tier wrestler. He's definitely like a cool, like lower B tier wrestler. But Kenny got in that bitch and sold him like $1 million. Like, I was like, okay, Gabe Kidd's gonna be the fucking, like, he's going places. I see him moving places now.
I haven't heard of this nigga, but I'm gonna have to check him out.
Yeah, like, definitely, if you get the chance, check out that match. Check out that match he did in, at Forbidden Door in the Cage Out match. That was pretty fun. Yeah, he's been, like, popping up in AEW more frequently. I actually just saw reports saying that he's going to kind of be more of a frequent over there now. He's still with New Japan, but they said he's going to be kind of a more main character in this Death Rider storyline. Which, can't say that. Funny 1-year turnaround. Death Rider story, kind of actually good now. Not gonna fucking hold you. It's actually kind of they doing something with it. It's not just Jon Moxley trying to run a bid over the company. They actually are running a story with it. Because I was like, oh, this, because like you would think like, oh, Moxley dropped the title All In, like that's the end of the Death Riders.
That was my concern for the entire thing. It was gonna play out like some Shield type of shit, where it was just gonna basically feel like, oh, okay, we just gonna beat any nigga up that we feel like
no.
Be paid.
So what was funny was he cut a promo last night, kind of talking about that. He was like, you know, everybody thought like, oh, we dropped the title, like that's just the end of the Death Riders. We're gonna dissolve. He was like, no. He was like, the belts, we'll get the belts back. It was never about the titles. The titles are a small, significant part of this. He was like, there's a bigger picture that I expected like Darby Allin and these other motherfuckers to see, but they clearly haven't. So they were like, so now I'm going to make an example out of Darby. They're building a story. It's just been a very slow burn and obviously had to tweak the story along the way and shit, make some pivots and everything. But like back in May, I literally told my buddy, I was like, I think the Death Rider story is going to be one of those storylines where we look back on it, and we're not going to look back on it like it was a perfect storyline from start to finish. But it's not going to get received how it was that first couple 6 months. Where everybody was just like, fuck this storyline, this shit sucks, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Everybody's kind of like literally, like, the more I watched AEW, I was like, I see what they're going for. This was never about hiding the belt. This is about Moxley trying to rule that bitch with an iron fist. That's why he's like, we're cool off the titles right now. He's like, that's not the issue. He's trying to mold that company to be what his vision is for that company. He thinks that AEW's lost their identity from what they were in like the early days. And he's trying to recapture that essence when everybody's like, no, we need to progress from that. That's the reason we've been stuck in this kind of this like coasting along state. It's because we haven't changed. So it's building a very interesting story I'm fucking with right now.
I ain't gonna lie to you, nigga. You probably would have sold me off of that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, and even like, I've gotten Sav's opinion on it because she's been kind of frequently watching with me too. She was like, no, this storyline has progressively gotten a lot better. I was like, because they've made the necessary changes they needed to make. Because I'll tell you right now, Hangman was never the nigga that wanted to take that title off Moxley.
But who would have had been? Swerve?
I don't know. Well, Swerve lost to him. I don't know who they initially wanted it to be. I think they wanted it to be Darby, but since Darby was doing Mount Everest at the time, they were like, okay, we can hold off. You know, the fans be cool with it. But then they saw like, nah, the fans ain't fucking with this. We need to make it a change. And they were like, okay, well, we built up Hangman over the last year to be kind of our superhero again. So let's make it Hangman. Let's put Hangman back in the mix. And they were seeing like, okay, it's working with Hangman right now. This is what they like.
Good points. Points are made.
Like, that's one thing I'll at least give Tony Khan credit for. He listens to the motherfucking fans. We will say some shit, and that nigga will very much do that shit. Trying to think of a really big example. Well, the one I can really think of off the top of my head is there's this Japanese Joshi wrestler. Her name is Mina Shirakawa. Everybody loves her. When she came back in April, he had gave her a different theme, and people weren't fucking with it. Some people voiced their dismay online. Hour later, he's like, okay, I hear you guys. Next week, she's going to have her normal theme song back. And if she came out the next week, it was her regular theme.
Is you talking about the one who was with Mariah May?
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly who.
Yeah.
I fuck with her.
Yeah, you know, she's still very much early mix of AEW. She just came back off a hand injury. She got off Athena at All In. But she was still, like, around and shit. She just wasn't wrestling as frequently.
Ain't she, like, the interim...
Yeah, interim Pure right now. Yep. Just because that champion, I think, got injured at...
Is it the T? I thought it was the TV. Because I thought the Pure, they doing a tournament for the Pure Championship right now.
Maybe it is. I don't know. ROH titles confuse the fuck out of me sometimes.
Yeah. But at least they got more titles now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy about that.
They got more titles. AEW's cut back on their titles. I'm still waiting for them to introduce the tag team titles for the women's. I was actually thinking...
AEW got a good women's tag team division
to
you, in your opinion?
They're starting to build it up more. So, you know, we got Megan Bayne and Penelope. We got the Triangle of Death. So that's Tekla... Julia Hart, which I did not know Julia Hart was only 23. Shout out to her. Sky Blue, they're a little trio, so they kind of like tag sometimes. They got Tony and Mina. They got Harley Cameron and Chris Statlander have been teaming up like crazy. Hikaru Shida's talked about coming back, and then Siriu, who just signed to WWE. AEW. She's been out on injury, but I guess they just teamed up in Japan the other night. So people are like, okay, cool. That's another tag team right there. They got enough to build some tag teams around if they wanted to. And I think he's just waiting for the right time because he realizes, like, there's no point in me doing it if I got all these people out on injury.
But let me just ask this. Are we doing a white strap for these belts, or can we keep the strap black? Because I'm so...
From the leaks, if I'm not mistaken, they were black straps.
Because I love WWE, don't get me wrong. But damn. I'm tired of seeing a white strap.
When every strap is white, it takes away that allure of being super prestigious. That's what made when Cody brought back the right stripe for the IC title back in 2013. That's what made that shit hit so hard. It's because it's like, oh fuck, we ain't seen a white strap since the 90s. Like, that's huge. Because every title was black. But no, I get your dismay. Like, it does take away that allure of, oh, this is a prestigious belt when every belt looks the motherfucking same. So, you know what? I can agree with that.
I don't like the idea of, hey, we want to be different, but we also want to give the same looking belts. One thing I can say about these other companies and everything, they make certain shit that just gets the eye. I get sometimes simple is better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking that away from WWE at all.
But it also...
Damn, some simplicity in this shit.
It kills that allure of, like, when we were growing up, none of the belts looked the same. Every title had a distinctive look, so when you saw that motherfucker, you knew what belt it was. That's the World Heavyweight Championship. That's the World Tag Team Championship. That's the IC Championship. That's the you know. And that's one thing I will applaud AEW for is none of them belts look the same.
Like,
none of them titles look the same.
Like, the fact that from what we gonna say 2016 to now, WWE title, Universal title, same fucking belt,
just different fucking color titles. That was the only difference.
the women's championship that then became the Raw Women's Championship, the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Power swap.
The only tag titles that I mean the how did I forget the tag titles? Both of them motherfuckers became nickels, put on a red and blue strap.
No, remember it was a penny first. It was the copper color. Then they went to the dimes.
They made that shit look 100 times better. We take that original penny championship for granted when we see what the fuck WWE did.
I wasn't even watching that time, but I saw them bitches. I said, "What the fuck are we doing? Are we just doing this to make it easier to sell toys?"
It had to have been that way.
Like, literally, like, that was the only thing I could think. I'm like, okay, they're doing this to help just easily distinguish it for toys. But I was like, but for, like, an actual hardcore wrestling fan, I'm like, this is fucking dumb.
Dog, dookie trash. Be 1,000% real with you. It was not good.
At all.
But you know, Bray, do you know 1 year ago today, not only did we do this podcast, we set up the YouTube, Facebook, and everything else. So literally, nigga, that day that we posted it, it was the first day we made our social media pages, and it was the first day that we posted clips. So for this episode and everything, it's gonna be, we gotta put clips and everything on. Put everything on the exact same day. Which is crazy.
You keep saying clips, and I just keep thinking about the rap group. I know exactly what you're talking about, but it's just funny.
Like, no, low key, as I was getting up this morning, the grinding was just, the instrumental was just playing in my head as I was coming down the stairs. That's fucking. Like, nigga, like, that is my shit to this day. I ain't gonna lie to you. The WWE, if them niggas ever did an interim break and shit like that, and grinding start playing, I guarantee the Bay would turn the fuck up.
Oh, 100%.
Hell, that and blow the whistle by Too Short. I'll let that shit play during the basketball game or a wrestling event. I guarantee you, it won't. You ain't got to worry about the match. It's gonna be a concert out there. Cause I'm gonna turn that bitch up. Don't play it. But nah, so it's like we gonna get a lot of stuff up for this 1 year of Four Ropes Full because this.
It's just crazy. Like, and once again, it's only just getting started. Like, we got bigger shit planned that we still got to wait on. Y'all still ain't seen what we got the fuck cooked up for October. October's gonna be crazy.
And the thing about that is, Bray, they'll know about that literally in 7 more days.
I was like about a week's time. Yeah.
7 more days, y'all will figure out exactly what we got planned. And I'm excited for that, honestly.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So, we ain't gonna do a full 20, but we gonna spend today doing a 10-minute heat wave. We just gonna bounce back and forth off of debate questions and everything, and we gonna see exactly what we feel is the better, who do we feel is the better wrestler at that point. Now, I'm gonna name off a few feuds. Bray gonna tell me if he fucking with it or if he not. And we just gonna keep going until we figure out exactly what we gonna debate on. Bro, you ready?
Yeah, do it.
First one. Fucking with it or fuck out of here. JBL versus Chavo Guerrero on the better heel.
I wouldn't say it was necessarily a bad feud, but it also wasn't like that's one of them feuds you won't want to revisit in the future type shit.
Oh, not a feud or anything on who was the better.
Oh, who was the JBL? That's not even a question. No, okay. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so fuck out of here on that one.
Yeah, I would say that's not a question. JBL.
Brothers of Destruction or the Hardy Boys?
I feel like the Hardy Boys are way more influential, but whenever he was fucking with the Brothers of Destruction, them niggas wasn't to be fucked with. But I gotta go with the Hardys just because, I mean, them niggas set the tone for how even tag teams want to wrestle just to this day.
Damn, that means that's the one you fucking with. That means I gotta go defend Undertaker and Kane against the Hardy Boys. Right, that's some fucked up shit.
I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. Like,
okay, okay. 10 minutes start. I'll go first. When you look back at the Brothers of Destruction, I'm be real with you. Kane and Undertaker, two brute forces joining together to fuck up the landscape of wrestling in the early 90s. All because Vince McMahon wanted to call them a bunch of bitches or pussies, as one of the two. And they went and put belt to ass to the full roster the entire show. Do you know how intimidating it is to just, these niggas didn't even come out with theme music. These niggas literally just walked down to the ring, beat up everybody, and Vince McMahon went running because he didn't want none of that smoke.
Because he knew he wasn't winning that shit no matter who he had on his side.
And the fact of the matter is, if you had them niggas on the same brand, and you heard Undertaker music, and then you just seen the fire coming up. Undertaker did the fire coming up by himself a good amount of times, but when you seen that fire go up eventually...
You see, obviously, remember, there was a difference, though. Like, Undertaker's would, like, shoot up periodically. Kane's would hit. So, like, you very much knew the difference between the two. When you knew when the fuck Kane was coming out.
Exactly. So, you knew when the Brothers of Destruction was coming out. That was your age.
You knew you was cooked.
From the late 90s all the way to like 2015, 2016, these niggas knew it was smoke on smoke on smoke no matter when y'all came out to the ring.
No matter who the fuck it was.
And even if they ain't come out to the ring together, if them niggas was on the same page and they clicked, your ass was grass. I still think that they got... When it comes to tag teams, I do love the Hardys. Hardys, when it comes down to entrances, just the aesthetic, music-wise, the Hardy Boys theme song is way past, is number one to me. What, Jeff Hardy, Hardy Boys, Edge, Randy Orton, Cena. But that's a different discussion. That's a whole different podcast. We ain't even gonna get into that for real. But the entrance itself, the Undertaker and Kane had a way tougher aesthetic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So when I seen them, if I seen them niggas coming to the ring exactly like that in unison, two tall, dark, demonic creatures coming to try to put belt to ass to me right now, I'm scared of that. If I see Jeff and Matt Hardy skipping down to the ring and everything, I might feel like I got a chance to pop my shit until I realize what these niggas would do.
Right, I was saying, it's too when you see them niggas bust out them steel chairs. That's when you get worried.
Like shit's like you think shit's sweet with the Hardy Boys until they show you that shit's not. Shit is saltine crackers with the Hardys. Ain't shit sweet in that motherfucking ring with them. But when Kane and Undertaker come out, you from the jump knew that wasn't shit sweet. You wouldn't finna get you no good little ass moment from goddamn Kane and Undertaker. You was gonna get belt to ass, you was gonna like it, you was gonna take your ass home.
You was gonna go back into catering and eat that fuck ass food back there.
Like you weren't going to get your way at all. You couldn't get a cheap shot, you couldn't do nothing of that nature because Undertaker and Kane, at that time, the way niggas talked about how strong Kane was and shit like that, you had one moment to swing off Kane and hit that nigga for real. If Kane actually hit you with an uppercut, you might fly like how Red did when Debo uppercutted him. If Kane actually hit a nigga with a real uppercut, you're not surviving that. I'm sorry. Undertaker Tombstone, one of the best all time. Don't even have to even say too much about it. A lot of niggas did pound driving and shit like that. When Undertaker did it, Undertaker can still probably do it to this day. Niggas not gonna really have a question. I'm not saying in this debate, I do love the Hardy Boys, but we gonna put some respect on the Brothers of Destruction name. Bro, that's my 5 minutes. You can say whatever you want to say on this.
Nah, I don't disagree with anything you said. Everything was right, but like I said, with the Hardys, I feel like they changed. We had the Brothers of Destructions, right? They fucked up what tag team wrestling was at that time. We had some other tag teams mixed in there. Then you had the Hardys, you had Edge and Christian, you had the Dudleys. Fucked up the game for the next 20 plus years. To this day, people still talk about that match from WrestleMania. What was that? A17?
Which Kane Undertaker or the
No, the first TLC.
Oh yeah, 17.
Yeah, niggas still talk about that match like it happened days ago. Like, that's just how revolutionary they were to what tag team wrestling is. Hell, like I feel like we never got that TLC match at Mania 17. We wouldn't have got that nice TLC match we had this summer with the 4 tag teams on SmackDown.
Yeah, I feel like if that TLC shit didn't happen, a lot of niggas' wrestling careers would not be relevant.
So that's the only reason I say them. But like, I 100% agree with you with the Brothers of Destruction. Like, when them niggas was on they shit, they was on they shit. Like, they was not a team you wanted to fuck with. Solo, you didn't want to fuck with these niggas, so you knew when they teamed up, like, you was finna get your ass whooped.
They delivered straight belt to ass.
Straight belt to ass.
Niggas went to the back, drunk a pint with the BSK, and then dipped to the next fucking city. And niggas didn't bat an eye to be like, hey, y'all gotta stay and watch this. They gave that, as they got older and everything, I feel like they had the respect for that. But right then and there, they knew, fuck these niggas. They don't give a fuck about us. Because again, during the wrestling era now to what was supposed to be back then, I don't think I would have liked the locker rooms back in the day. During the Attitude Era.
Oh, them locker rooms back then, the way them niggas was acting, hell no.
Like, I understand the storyline of factions and everything, but backstage and everything, I'm the type of nigga to think wrestling should be sunshines and rainbows backstage and everything. Because again, I never say wrestling fake, but your storylines inside that ring and when you on that ramp should immediately go away when you backstage. Because at the end of the day, you might not like everybody. But you should not kiss everybody. But you should not be like, you know what, these are only niggas I'ma fuck with. Because you gotta see these other niggas in the ring. So if I don't like you, or you ain't even got the chance to try to know me, why the fuck would I care about your safety? Because I don't know if you gonna give a fuck about mine.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't talk to you, break. Say you and me have a wrestling match. We've been working backstage. We've been working in this company for 3 years. And I've barely said anything to you besides what we gonna do in this match. Other than that, that's it. And sometimes I don't even wrestle you. But we got this moment on this big ass pay-per-view. I don't talk to you until maybe 30 minutes before the match about what we should do. Do you feel like you got my trust that I won't personally try to fuck you up?
No, because I'm gonna feel like, well, we didn't have any discussions prior to this, so why should I go out here and listen to what you just brought to me, not knowing what you may have planned or what you want to do? Because like at the end of the day, like you're right, like wrestlers have their own agenda sometimes. So sometimes people do feel a type of way. You get told, oh, this person's gonna go over on you. You're like, well, why the fuck should they go over me when I'm objectively the better wrestler? So you're like, well, now I'm gonna fuck this person up because I feel some type of way, when it's like, nah, that you shouldn't feel that type of way because this person has no control of the creative. This person's doing their job like how you're doing your job.
I just know I wouldn't like this version, like the Attitude Era backstage and everything, because as soon as I would have seen these factions and everything like that, I would have did a report on it, because ain't no motherfucking way y'all are telling me. I get it, it's a brotherhood. You got your friends, you got your enemies. If you didn't have enemies, you wouldn't make your money. I get it. Triple H, I understand it when you told Seth Rollins that you can't be liked and you can't be loved by everybody. But when you are in the same company of, hey, I want to be the best, working for the best, around the best 24 fucking 7. I shouldn't hate on the nigga. I get it. My paycheck might not look like yours right now. But nigga, at least I'm not working at a Denny's. And I'm not saying the 9 to 5 is awful and shit like that, but if your dream is to be a professional wrestler
and you're getting to do your dream, you have nothing to complain about. Because there's some people out here who work their asses off to try to achieve their dreams and get nowhere in their dreams.
Like, I get the mindset of I want to be world champion. If Bray, I'd be a fucking liar if I didn't say I want to be a world champion in wrestling. I would be out of my
Who
mind
wouldn't want to be?
if I didn't say I thought to myself what it would be like to point at the WrestleMania sign and see fireworks. I would be lying my ass off if I said I just wanted to be a professional wrestler. And I get into professional wrestling, and now I'm upset because I'm not world champion. I'm not holding the titles. Everybody wants that success. I get it. But at the end of the day, chase your dream a little bit. Because even if that contract goes up, if you ain't got no opportunity to go, so if you ain't got no opportunity in this company, that's the beautiful thing about wrestling. There's more promotions everywhere.
You don't need to, and I think that's like the huge stigma is because for the longest it was like that where you needed to go to WWE if you wanted to be recognized as a wrestler. You know, if you weren't in WWE and you were in the States, people didn't take you seriously as a wrestler for the longest time. People didn't take you serious. They're like, oh, well, you're not in the WWE, so why the fuck should I consider you being a wrestler? Like you work in bingo halls and shit. But it's like, but at the same time, why are you being so judgmental when I'm telling you I'm doing something I've been passionate about forever? I may not be there right now, but there's always that chance that somebody likes what I'm doing. And I do get the chance to be on some big promotion where I'm, you know, the top dog and shit, but it takes time. You're not going to get there overnight. There's no such thing as overnight success. Rome wasn't built in a day. You have to build that shit up. And I think that's a lot of people's issue is patience.
I get patience is one thing and everything. I get that wrestlers have the point to feel like, hey, I didn't feel like this is how my career should go. I feel like I should be a world champion. I feel like I should be a tag team champion. I feel like I can contribute one way or another. I get that. I'm not saying that wrestlers shouldn't feel that way. So if it's a professional wrestler who watching this and feel like it's a shitting on you for complaining about not being world champion and everything, I get it. That would frustrate me too a bit.
I mean, you're always going to be frustrated.
But at the same time and everything, there is a reason why there are so many other places and shit like that. Because again, think about this. WCW told Undertaker, we don't believe you would be a star.
ECW told Stone Cold he wouldn't be shit. WCW told Stone Cold he wouldn't be shit.
There are so many ways niggas can make their motherfucking name up in different fucking places by just a change of scenery. Remember Sasha Banks? That well could have dried out immediately, and then we would be talking about Sasha Banks in a different light. But now there's a Mercedes Moné that is literally everywhere. Crunchyroll, the collab shit that she doing with them, Reebok, Swerve doing Reebok as well in the future. It's so many opportunities and shit like that. All you got to do is just step away. If you don't feel like the opportunity is for you right now, go somewhere else and do it. Naomi did that shit with the wrestling, with that one wrestling movie.
Came back a year later, she's a world fucking champion.
Natalya went away for a little bit. Now she can go wrestle on these other promotions, and then motherfuckers can actually be like, oh, okay, maybe Natty can do this. Because Natalya, I'm sorry, I'm seeing Natalya get booked more outside of WWE than I'm seeing it get booked in the motherfucker. And I'm not upset by it. Because guess what? Hey, if y'all sick of me in the WWE, maybe some other fans out there gonna fuck with me.
And like I said, I think that's just kind of goes back to that stigma of just like for the longest time, WWE was seen as the top of the mountain. This is the highest you can get. You can't get higher than this. So when you leave or you get fired, you will never hit those aspirations again when it's like, but that should never be the goal. Your goal should be no matter where I am, no matter who I'm wrestling for, no matter who I'm working for, I should want to be the best. I should want to I want to show everybody, no matter where I am, that, yeah, I may not be headlining WrestleMania. I may not be working a Wrestle Kingdom. I may not be doing the All In. I may not be doing all these big ass events. But whenever my name comes up, people are like, oh, he's the fucking best at what they do. Yeah, he may not be working for these big ass companies. He might not be lambasted over these TV shows and commercials and shit. But he's better than all of them. And that's what all that matters, that you have your own fan base. That's why I don't fucking give a fuck about, you know, other podcasters and shit who do, you know, YouTube and talk about wrestling and shit. I'm like, you know, it's cool. You know, I hope they get all their success. I shouldn't give a fuck about how their success is compared to mine. My success is what should fucking matter at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be upset if they get a little faster than me in certain situations or they get some more clout and shit. But I can't control how they are being perceived by other people. You have to work with what you're given and just do the best with what you can for that time.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm not saying no wrestler should feel some type of way about not getting where they want to be, but at the same time, you could be literally having to start from the bottom, doing some shit that you're not happy with in life.
Like, I kind of view wrestling like the rap game. Everybody want to be one. Some people gonna get them strives. Some people not. You should just be happy you getting to do the thing you love. You don't need to have 100,000 people screaming your name for you to feel like you're a successful artist. If you get one person who you don't know randomly coming up to you being like, hey, I like your song. That should feel a lot better than you needing to have a nice car and 100,000 fans screaming your name at all times because you have somebody you don't know appreciating what you're doing as a fan. I think that's just a thing that's changed with humanity and just society as we've gotten with social media is that now it's like it's kind of more viewed as a not a you should just support people because you're nice or you really enjoy their things. It's more like somebody posts something online, they feel like you're entitled to like that shit. You're obligated to want to fuck with it because they put it out. When it's like, no, I'm not obligated to like anything. If I like it, you should be happy the fact that I'm fucking with it in the first place.
Exactly.
Like, you should be happy I'm even taking the time to fucking listen to you when there's other artists or other things I could be doing with my fucking time. You should be happy that I'm taking the time out of my day, and that's what I love about when like YouTubers and wrestlers. Like, I'm happy people are just enjoying what I'm doing, because people are not obligated to even give an ounce of their attention to what the fuck you're doing
at all,
especially if it don't benefit them. But the fact that people are willing to take the time away of what they're doing in their fucking life to sit down and watch you wrestle, listen to your music, watch your podcast, do whatever the fuck you're doing, and enjoy it should be enough for you. Yeah, I wish we had more than 120 subs. It's the fact we got 120 subs in a year. There's 120 motherfuckers out there that fuck with what we doing as a podcast.
A total of around about almost 100,000 on clips, videos, and everything combined. So I'm not disappointed with anything. I wouldn't trade the path that we did with this.
Fuck no.
Anything.
Because I'm happy with what we were able to achieve in such a short time. And people just can't, I feel like people just can't accept that things take time to culminate. You can't join something and expect to be at the top of it immediately. You have to work your way up to that.
And we still working.
Yeah.
Grind don't stop, work don't stop. Clips of that. Bray is gonna give us a review of the next pay-per-view that comes up for wrestling. So y'all be on the lookout for that.
Yep, those are gonna be coming monthly. Each time there's a big WWE AEW event, when I start doing other promotions, I will give you guys a little paragraph, little article, just kind of giving my feelings about the shit, telling niggas to tap in or not, I'm going to just always give you my feelings. Like I said, from the very beginning, this is just going to be me voicing a very blank slate of telling you what I like as a wrestling fan and what I don't like.
And if it's something that probably goes down during the week that we're not recording everything, just know we'll give our thoughts and opinions on our pages about how we feel the shit went down.
We watch everything wrestling. We don't just pay attention to the big dogs. If there's something big that's happening in the wrestling world, we more than likely going to see it in some way, shape, or form.
Be on the lookout for that. And as we get ready to head out and everything, I just want y'all to take a look at a video that I took from the last time that we
Bray Wyatt is such a missed figure, I feel like, in wrestling. Like, there would never be a nigga like that again.
At all. So, I just wanted to share that clip with y'all. Ladies and gentlemen. On Four Ropes Full Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen. 1 year.
1 year and many more to come.
So, I'm Jay the Kid. That's Broke Boy Bray.
Yo, yo.
I'm Jay the Kid. That's Broke Boy Bray. I'm Jay the Kid. That's Broke Boy Bray.
Yo, yo.
I'm Jay the
Going on?
Kid. That's Broke Boy Bray.
Yo, yo.
I'm Jay the Kid. That's Broke Boy Bray.
Yo.
Our boy LC from 773. We got our boy Visionary 23. That's LC from 773.
Yo.
We got Visionary 23. We got our boy LC from 773.
Yo.
And we got our boy Visionary 23.
Yo.
We got our boy over here in the cut. We got LC from 773. We want to do one thing.
Thank you for wrestling. We'll catch y'all next Sunday.